There you go. Yeah. All right, cool. No, we good. We good. Let me make sure the perfect. All right, cool. So, Rami,
Sure.
when I think of you, man, like um I see how you work, right? And I see the result year after year after year after year. 400 grand, 500 grand, 600 grand, 700 grand. You're just pounding, pounding, pounding year after year and building a team. But as it pertains to your personal production, this group that we're talking to, Rami, is a probably no more than a year here, either new agent, new manager, but bulk new agent, trying to
Okay.
figure out like how can I make this a predictable situation?
Got it.
Okay. Like there's a lot of unpredictables walking into this thing, dude.
There is.
Okay. How, like, I get we got goals, we got dreams, aspirations, but I think the number one move for a lot of us here is how can I depend on this to do what I needed to do? Bare minimum. Fair to say?
Yeah, 100% Dom. I would agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like bare this like can I get what I need out of this? And when I think of that, Rami, I think of non-negotiables.
I would
You
agree.
know? I think of the things that like if we just do these things consistently, bro, we're gonna be able to do this. All right. And you, year after year after year, you're one to show that skill catches up, but your non-negotiables sets the bar.
Yep.
All right. And I don't even work directly with you, dude. I've just seen your numbers increase, 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 but you continue to do the same things, and then all of a sudden you just get better. All of a sudden, like, oh yeah, he's just starting to write annuities. He's just doing this. Like, dude, it just kind of just happens. But you're not doing anything too much different work wise than you did then than you're doing now. But you
Exactly.
freed up a lot of time by just sticking to non-negotiables, dude. So first, I want to say that's what I've recognized the most about you, man.
Thank you,
And
Dom, bro.
I try to look a lot at these, guests that we have on and go like, what is their niche? You know what I mean? And like not what their specialty is, because specialty means nobody else can do it. Does
Facts.
that make sense?
Facts, bro.
But you know what I mean?
No,
But
it's
what
special.
is what is their thing that is just like, yo, like, dude, they don't waver on that stuff. So what does non-negotiables mean to you? I know we spoke a few days ago kind of about what we're going to talk about today, but what does that mean to you? And dude, and why do you think I would say something about it? Like why would I say that sentiment about you?
I
Why do you
got
why
it.
do you believe
I got it. Yeah, thank you, Don. Appreciate it. So first, guys, thank you all for taking the time to come on this call today. I don't take it lightly. I want to make sure you all can take something from this. So, Don, first, again, thank you, bro. I do appreciate that kind of intro. Now, guys, what you notice about me is, like Dom said, I'm very consistent, right? I rinse, wash, repeat, right? That motto, rinse, wash, repeat. I memorized that from the get-go. I realized that for me to get to the level I want to be or get the production I need, I have to master my craft first, then rinse, wash, repeat. Keep on doing it until it ends up working out. Now, non-negotiables, guys, are extremely important in getting that. What a non-negotiable is, the word says it itself. It's something I will never negotiate myself with. No matter what happens, come hell or high water, I'm going to complete these aspects. So in the beginning, guys, I'm going to talk to you what my non-negotiables are and why I think they're extremely important. So the first non-negotiable that all of you should have is the mindset of belief. And you guys do that in the beginning, right? The affirmations, etc. You need to first believe in yourself, right? No matter what happens, I don't care what kind of lead type it is. I don't care what kind of bad day you're having. At the end of the day, you need to understand that, okay, I am the best person who can serve this family. There's nobody else better than me that can serve it. It's my job to serve that family, and I'm the best ability I can do for this family. If you tell yourself that day in, day out, it's going to work. I'll tell you guys, my first 3 years, I was in the field, face to face, driving the car back and forth. Every single drive I parked into, guys, or a side street before I got on somebody's house, I would look at my rear view, and it sounds corny, but I'll tell myself I'm the only person that can protect this family. I am the only one in this vehicle or in the area that is able to protect them. Does that mean I'm better than anybody? No. Does that mean there's somebody, another agent can't do it? They can. But I told myself before I walked in there, I'm the best version of myself. Because, guys, like Sean said today on the call, you'll never know he's having a bad day. And you guys want to emulate that. So a second non-negotiable is never let anybody know you're having a bad day. Because if you are having a bad day, it's going to bleed into your clients, first and foremost, right? We all know that. We hear the client when we call them, they're pissed off, they're annoyed, they're telling us, how they're having a bad day, basically. And it rubs off on us in a way, right? Vice versa. So the second non-negotiable, guys, is not only believing in yourself, but again, don't let the negativity in your life bleed into your business. It's kind of separated those two boxes, personal and business. In my life, I say, guys, if it's not going to affect you within 72 hours, and I mean that, like, if it's not going to be lingering, cause your world to fall apart, don't worry about it. Put it in the back pocket. It's okay. I guarantee you, come 3 days, you're not going to think about it. You're like, wow, I was sitting there, stressed about these leads, stressed about stressed about chargeback. I didn't sell as much as I want to. It's okay, guys, because it's all a compounding effect. Just like how an IUL is, guys, that's us as producers. Our job is to basically put the work in every single day, put the work in, not the sales, but the work, the activity, income producing activity, and income producing hours, IPAs during IPH. If you guys can do that, I guarantee you, you guys are going to have a much better time here and it'd be longevity. That's the second non-negotiable. The third non-negotiable, guys, is going to be scheduling. Now, all of you can believe in yourselves. All of you can tell me today that, hey, I talk to my clients in the best way possible. I don't let my bullshit get down to the client. I'm never going to let somebody, know I'm having a bad day. But you all need to have a schedule set in stone, Monday through Sunday, that you're showing up and doing. Because I'll tell you this much, guys. I've seen producers here that produce way more than I do, that literally, we call it skill. They're way better, more skilled than I am. But what they didn't do is set schedule. They did not put the intentionality behind it and say, if I say I'm waking up at 5 a.m., guys, I'm getting my ass up at 5 a.m. If I know I'm not the type of person that cannot get up at 5 a.m., I'm not going to tell you I'll wake up at 5 a.m. So to be very blunt, I'm a 6:30 kind of guy, 6:37. Like that's typically when I'm waking up. I'm rolling out of bed. By nature, I just wake up. Some days, guys, I'll be honest with you, I want to sit in bed and stay longer. But I understand that that's not going to help my business. That's not going to help the family. So my negotiable is, guys, no matter what, pick a time in the morning that you're going to master. So again, scheduling means figuring out, all right, what time am I going to wake up every single day? Don't waver. So if all of you can say to yourself right now, write down your piece of paper, what time do I want to wake up tomorrow, Saturday? Whatever time you wake up on Saturday, the same time on Sunday, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Now I get it, Sunday, it's time for God and things of that nature. That's acceptable. But outside of that, regarding the business, guys, you really want to keep in mind that it should be the same consistency. Because I'm telling you, Monday you wake up at 8, you show up on Dallas at 8:15, Tuesday on at 9:30, Wednesday on maybe at 7:45, Thursday on at 10, and now you're trying to hit Hall of Fame every single year, you're not going to do it because you're not getting the same reps in. If I worked 5 hours in a day, compared to 7 hours in a day, what's the difference? 2 extra hours. Now, 2 extra hours, you can do a lot more activity and a lot more reps. So my point in saying that is, let's say you're getting up at 7 to 5, right? That shift. Now, 9 to 5, you're losing those 2 hours. So everybody pick that time in the morning that you're going to wake up every single day. Now, not only getting up at the same time, like Dave Anderson says, master that first hour. I was lucky enough to have mentors like Dom, other ones like Trey, Marisa, especially Marisa helped me tremendously in this business from day one. All the integrity partners and everybody who poured into this business and Family First Life. I was blessed enough to follow their model. That's all I did. I was told, hey, you got to show up on Monday, pick up the phone up and call. Same thing on Thursday. I booked appointments for Tuesday, Wednesday, and for Friday and Saturday. And to this day, guys, in telesales, I do the same thing. I'm not dialing 24/7 every single day. I'm on the phone every single day, but it's appointments Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, Saturday's appointments. Monday and Thursday are my call days. Now, when I say that to you guys, that's because, again, my non-negotiable coming to the business was Monday through Saturday, I'm going to work from 8 a.m. every single day because I work mortgage. Now, vet leads, 9 is a good starting point. 8 a.m. until 1. Now, 1 o'clock, I'm taking a break to eat my lunch, catch my head, maybe reset, get some fresh air, take a walk outside. Guys, get sunlight. I mean it, man. Vitamin D is really important. I mean it. The scientifically proven, if you spend 1 hour, it's actually 30 minutes, but I say 1 hour. Spend 1 hour in the sun, you were positive, like you were scientifically proven to be more happy than others. I mean that. Like your life overall, you'd be happier. So make it non-negotiable to get outside as well. But what I do 8 to 1 every day, take my break. I come back on the phones, guys, at 3:30. The reason I do that is because I understand that people are going to work from 8 a.m. to 1, right? People are getting to work. They're getting ready or they're on the way. Now they're working during the times from 1 to 3. During the working hours, if I'm calling and I'm getting everybody while they're at work, they're not going to really be more receptive. They may say, call me back. I'm really busy right now. All right, call me later. I don't want those objections. My non-negotiable is, all right, 8 to 1, take that break, now call 3:30 to 7 o'clock at night, maybe 8, depending on my sales. Because I know, guys, at that point in time, I'm catching everybody coming home, everybody going to work during the second and third shift, and the ones, who basically were out and about in the morning, they may not pick up their phone when they're doing things. Now I'm hitting two audiences, two demographics during two different time zones. So make it non-negotiable to work the morning shift and the evening shift. There's a reason in W2 America, guys, and you all know this. Morning, first, second, third shift. There's a reason it's like that. Treat the business the same way. It's a business, right? So make sure you're targeting the audiences who go to work in the morning. Target the ones who come back in the afternoon. And target the ones who work at night. When you guys can do that every single day for 3 years in a row, you will get the same results I do. So that's another non-negotiable regarding my schedule. But not only, guys, am I, hitting the phones, I'm sure a lot of you track dials. And as a new agent, I want you to do that. Like, I want you to hold yourself accountable, but I want you to track your numbers, track the money, follow the money, stop following dials. Because I'll tell you this, every single one of you, I'm not trying to be hard. I'll set a few of you. I guarantee you, if I look at your sheet, you guys are putting down you make calls. You're checking the boxes every single time. But are you really putting in the work? Are you really giving it your best? No, you're just filling a sheet. I made $300 today. I want to tell Don, Bryce, and Zach I made $300. I want to make sure that when I show this paper to somebody, they can say, hey, look, it's all filled. In reality, for me, that's not how I was told my non-negotiable should be. I was told, hey, hold yourself accountable, be an adult. Don't treat this like a hobby, treat it like a job, but track the money. So what I do, guys, I track my issue paid volume every single day. If I am not hitting my issue paid volume of that day, I'm going to continue dialing, continue calling until I hit it. I don't care if I'm making 1,000 dials, because to me, it's not about the dials. It's about the outcome, right? The activity will lead to the outcome, but you have to understand that if you only monitor the activity, you may not be monitoring your outcome, right? So again, you may be looking at the dials and saying I'm putting in the work, but not having the results. I would say do the opposite. Focus on when you get that client on the phone, when you're actually talking to them. Try to convert them to, like how we do a recruit to a writer, recruit the prospect to a sale. And by doing that is by putting in the work and make a non-negotiable that when they get on the phone, you guys do not divert from whatever script you've learned. And I mean this. Coming from now doing telesales, I've realized how, a script can be a crutch, but it can hurt and help. But as a new agent, it's going to help you guys tremendously, because it goes back to the analogy of being in the basketball gym. I'm sure that if me and Dominique sit side by side and I have 500 attempts, he has 1,000 attempts, who's going to make more baskets? Dominique automatically, because he has more at bats, right? He's putting in more work. So the same mindset, guys, is going to go behind the phones, okay? So another non-negotiable is when you're getting the client on the phone, sticking to your script and never straying. I don't care in the first 2 weeks, you guys make 0 sales, no presentations, it's okay. Because I promise you, putting in that work day in, day out is going to get you where you want to be. Your tonality is going to be better. You're going to sound more fluid over the phone. You're going to get the same objections, but now you're able to rebuttal in a more faster and more efficient manner. And you're able to get through and tell Bob and Mary when they tell you, yeah, I don't think I really need this anymore. And the script says, well, I assume like most veterans, you want to make sure that you're not being a burden to your loved one, Mary. You want to make sure when you die today, Mary gets money tomorrow. Is that a fair statement? They're going to say yes. No one is going to say no. But I know all of you don't say that when you get on the phone, but it's in your script. So again, a non-negotiable is going to be stick to the script. I know it sounds basic, but I mean it, guys. Stick to it. Try it. Just give your all for 90 days. Every day, do the same thing. And that's what I do for mortgage guys and vet leads. I use my same script, guys, for appointment setting to this day from day one. The same script Marisa gave me, I still use to this day. I changed nothing on it. And the funny thing is, guys, on the script, it says, are you a smoker or non-smoker? And it says after that, it says, well read, do you plan on starting anytime soon? I would cringe saying that in my head out loud, literally. But at the same time, me saying that made them laugh. Now there's less sales pressure. Now they say, okay, I'm going to stay on the phone with Rami and talk to him a little bit longer. So that non-negotiable of sticking to script and keeping a schedule is really, really important. And I just really want to hammer down, guys. Make sure you're dialing. I'm not saying when I say don't track dials, I'm not saying don't dial, but if you're already putting the dials, it doesn't matter how many dials you're making. If you're calling on the hour every hour, it matters about when I get the client on the phone, what's the outcome. If I'm not having a successful outcome, another non-negotiable I have for me and all my agents, call your upline within 5 minutes of that conversation. The second you get off the phone with that client and you did not sell them, If you were not unmuted, first and foremost, we're going to get there shortly. But let's say you were unmuted, no one's able to listen to you, call your upline right away. Call somebody on the team that's able to counteract that situation, that can tell you, hey, Rami, this is what you should have said. This is what you should have done differently. Your tonality should be this way. So that's a non-negotiable, guys. Is every single appointment I have, if I don't make the sale, I talk to Marisa. And seriously, Trey, my old mentors, I would reach out and say, hey, what did I do wrong? What am I not doing? Am I missing something? They're going to help correct, guys. So reach up and out. Now, a non-negotiable, all of which you guys do very well, you guys show up to your Zoom, and that's great. Keep showing up to Zoom, guys. Trick yourself that if you don't come here, you're getting fired. And I mean that. If you're not on Zoom, on the main dial room or any breaker room, and calling live, tell yourself, I'm not going to be here in 12 months. I am not going to last. So a non-negotiable I did to myself was make sure every day I'm unmuted on dial team. We're taking time at least during the appointments to unmute. Because if all of you are making phone calls today, if we can't hear you, we can't help you, right? It's very basic. So non-negotiable is, guys, unmuting while you're making the phone call for the appointment or the one call close, unmuting during the presentation. That way, when you get the objection that you can't handle, Don, Bryce, Zach, myself, and others can unmute and say, hey, say this, do that. Red's going to be able to help you guys out. They're going to be able to tell you what to say because, guys, I'm not special. I mean this. Like, I swear, I know I'm a little bit, like, I believe myself. I do that. I'm very confident, but I'm not special. Like, all I do is I say the same thing over and over and over. I got to a point where I'm very comfortable. I can talk. I don't mind talking. I have a very strong tonality in my voice. I can talk fast, but I can slow it down. I can control the conversation if I need to. I can remind myself that, hey, at the end of the day, I am in control of my own person, just like all of us. We control our minds. Don't let the mind become that funny thing and get in your head, right? So just get out of your head and make sure that you're saying, I don't care if everyone hears me F up. I don't care if I sound like a rookie. I don't care if I call 10 people in a row and I don't get a sale. Make it a non-negotiable to unmute for every single call. And I mean that. Every single call. If you do that, I promise you, your numbers are going to go up. So a non-negotiable of hopping on Zoom and unmuting is for massive action with constant correction. That's the biggest thing I always talk, guys. Move fast and break things. That's another non-negotiable I have to myself. I'm never going to slow down for anyone. And I mean that, not for myself. So like Don mentioned earlier, he was like, now you're doing annuities. Do you mean when I see Dean post that he's making like million, I mean it, writing millions of annuities, and I'm sitting here, calling mortgage people and not asking that question. Do you know how stupid I feel? Truly, do you know how inadequate I was feeling? Understand that, hey, I'm not asking these questions. The most basic question to ask somebody, where do you save money? And are you okay losing money to the market? Or what do you have to access to life insurance? I wasn't asking, guys. Now it's a non-negotiable for me. So all of you should make a non-negotiable to ask that one question. You may miss the whole sale for the vet lead. You may miss the IUL, miss the mortgage, but now they want to roll their money over to an account because that's what they care about, protecting money. And who doesn't want to protect money, guys? So I'm not going to make this about advanced market call. What I'm going to say is ask the golden question. So write that down, guys. What do you have to access life insurance? You all know it, but I don't think all of you say it, or all of you have some annuities under your belt per year. And the next question I want you guys to write down is, God forbid you were to pass away yesterday. What does that look like for you and your family? I know it's a little redundant, but I tell every family that, guys. Every single family, I ask that same question. So that's another non-negotiable during my script, because I understand that I have to build the need. Need will over supersede value. The reason I'm able to have my numbers increase, like Don was saying, and the reason I'm able to sell more people is because as I'm getting into situations that I may not have closed in the past, I'm now able to through experience. But again, if you're not putting the reps and getting through the experience, you're not going to understand how to overcome it. In the beginning, guys, I would be told I'm not interested. And I would say, I get it. I'm not interested either. All right, I'll close your file. Now I know that, okay, when I get told that, I'm going to say, hey, I wholly understand that, Dom, but it's my job to release liability and complete my internal requirement. All that means is explain the program you may qualify for. So keep in mind, guys, that you want to be training objection rebuttals, and how to do that this way. Always through live and clinical practice setting, like a case study. In science and school, guys, or in school, you know how we have internships and case studies? In this business, the same way. This is our case study. Me hearing you guys call and vice versa. You're taking the example and you're saying, okay, 65-year-old male has cancer, has a term policy. He thinks he's covered, but he has nothing to provide permanent protection down the line. You explain this expires. This is going to go away. And you're not betting on yourself dying, vice versa. Now I want to cover you on the later end of life. The short term, cool, that will cover it. But I need to make sure once you outlive it. So, guys, and I would never learn that if I didn't stick to my non negotiables. And another guy's non negotiable, which I hope all of you guys are doing, and now it sounds stupid, buy leads. If you guys are not buying leads or at least resolving your leads, it's a very big issue. Lead flow is cash flow. And I'll tell you guys again, lead flow is cash flow. The reason I can sell 50, 60K every single month, I'm investing $10,000 a month in leads, guys. I'm not sitting here telling you, no, I spend $500 a month. That's it. 500 a week and I milk the batch. No, I'm investing 10K every single month. Truly, maybe 15, depending if I want to hit 70, 80. Because I know if I write 15, if I sell $15,000 of leads, or if I spend that much, I make 70, right? I'm not going to talk commission or anything, any bonuses, but just pure 70. Let's call it 100%. Minus 15 is 55,000. Now let's call it 10,000 in chargebacks, 45K. Let's say my bills and my office expenses cost me 15K. I'm pocketing $20,000, guys, of $30,000 every single month just because I chose to buy leads. And I'm not telling you guys to go out there and spend 15,000 right off the rip. I am saying spend $1,000 every week. If you're not spending $1,000 in every week, believe in yourself. Because I'll tell you this much: the agents that make it work believe in themselves and know that I'll go take a line of credit out today. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to definitely work my ass off, get to the leads, talk to my upline, make sure I'm unmuted on Zoom. I'm calling every day during the hours I said I was going to call during, and I'm not going to stray. When I get the objection, I'm going to respond the same exact time in the same exact way. Because I understand that if I respond the same way, I'll get the same result. Now, if I'm responding, I'm not getting the result I want, change your objection rebuttaling. Maybe you saying the internal requirement treats liability may not work well for you, but maybe you saying, it looks like your file's still open for review. It's just my job as a state-appointed underwriter assigned to your case to make sure every option was explained to you in the state of California, in the state of Texas, in the state of Massachusetts. And we are state-appointed, guys. That's a true sentence. That's no gray area. It's an appointment by the state. So when you guys can say that and actually keep it in there, the client stays on the phone. So I know it's a little rabbit hole down sales training, but the main non-negotiables, guys, is going to be scheduling, investing in leads, constant activity, and then mindset and belief, right? Those main non-negotiables are going to make sure that no matter what you do in this business, you're going to be successful in. And I'm going to say as well, but I recommend for every new agent here, and I really mean this, and please don't take it the wrong way if you guys are doing this, but a new agent should not be coaching a new agent. When I mean new agent, I mean like a brand new agent who has not sold $40,000 back-to-back months, who is not proven in the sales department. I mean it. Do not take the advice. You can talk to them. You can have a good day, become friends, and have a good relationship. It's good to develop and maintain a relationship on the team. But what I recommend all you doing is basically, sorry, I didn't meet you out. So all I recommend guys is doing is following into the thing of, all right, putting in the work, unmuting, talking to your clients, talking to your upline, and making sure that when you're making sure that when you're putting in the work, you're doing the same thing over and over again. And that non-negotiable, new agent. The reason why that's not the case is because let's say, guys, I'm brand new right now. Let's say truly I'm brand new. You think Dom's gonna have me come on here and talk to you guys about non-negotiables, talk to you guys about scheduling, talk to you guys about objections, talk to you about the mindset you should have when you're calling and making a sale? Of course not. Because if I'm new and I can't get myself to that point, how can I expect to get all of you there? But I do know that when I want advice, I call Dom, I'll call Marisa, I'll call Trey, I'll call Andrew, I'll call Sean. I'll look up to the ones who I know who are doing it better than me, who've done it longer than me, and who can tell me where not to step. Because that's the biggest thing in this business. We all love to complain to our agent. We love to complain to our friend in Zoom. But we don't mind to reach up to the manager who helped us get in the vehicle we're in today that can save our life and change our whole family's future. But we're not going to call them and say, hey, I'm going through a tough time right now. Get me out of it. What do I need to say to get out of it? So make it non-negotiable. If you're not selling $20,000 a month minimum, to call your upline every single day or once a week if you're not comfortable. Because if you guys can do that one time a week, put in your phone, we have iCalendars, schedule it, make sure it's all big and red so you can see it. Don't miss it. And call every single week. I mean that, guys. I can't wait for all the ones of you who are going to do that with Dom this week. I promise you by next week and the following week, you're going to make more sales. You're going to feel more happier. You're going to say, okay, this business is meant for me. Because you're in your own insurance island and you're sitting there and you're kind of just in your own zone. It's very hard to be. And guys, I was that person my first year in the business. Just because I hit the ground running and I did good waves in the beginning, doesn't mean I was the best. Like, yeah, I was the best. How do I put it? I'm a good student, but I wasn't the best at implementing it right away. My own self at times, the first year, face to face sales, I would go face to face, make my money. I would talk to my upline a little bit, but that's it. I kind of pull back and be in my island. I want to reach out to fellow agents on the team who I may not have incentive with, but they're on my team. Like all y'all are family together. If Bryce ain't selling or Jenny ain't selling, Francis ain't selling, I know Zach and Dom, they're going to try their best to make y'all sell. Yesterday or 2 days ago, I heard Zach and me was telling word by word. It's not because you're his downline. I know you were. I can tell who you're a part of. I know who your upline is. He's doing that because he cares about you. He's doing that because he wants to see y'all win. So when I say that to you guys, make sure that you all hold each other accountable, right, as a team. And just like in the beginning, you all do your affirmations together, ride together, be running buddies together. Make it non-negotiable that if you see this person not succeeding, you're gonna do what you can and all you can to make them win. And even if that's just calling them and saying, "Hey, I know you're having a bad day today, but don't worry, it's gonna get okay. It's gonna get better. Don't worry about it. Hit the phones on the time you told me you're going to. Buy a couple of extra leads. It's okay if the batch didn't work out. Leads are leads, they're not sales. If there were sales, we all be writing, Steve G numbers, but we're not all sales, right? They're leads. So make sure, guys, again, you're making it non-negotiable to have backs for your agents. And I mean that. And not even if they're not on the same team, like direct hierarchy. I'm talking about like here, like all of us, like Zone, things of that nature, because we have to see each other win. And that's what I had luck in the beginning with. People wanted me to win. Like, I know I have my heart, Don wants to see me win. I know Sean wants to see me win. That makes me feel even better and has me more confident. I'm like, okay, I can do this. So again, make that a non-negotiable, guys. I mean it. Just reaching up and out. I'm repeating it over and over again because that's what took me over the hump. That's what me, right? 30, 40K, writing 60, 70. Because you're going to say the same things over and over at 30K, but to get to that 50K a month, there's going to be levels. There's levels to this, right? So talk to your upline so you can get to that level. And I like to say mindset. I'm going to touch back on mindset a little bit, guys. Don't be hard on yourselves. Don't be. Last month, guys, over 27,000. Oh, no, 32,000. That's the lowest month I've ever written my whole time in FFL outside of being part time. That's okay, though. I'm growing a team. I'm making sure that, I'm able to take care of my team, make sure they're getting where they need to be at. And I understand that I can sacrifice on my end to get them where they need to be. Because it's a business. I'm going to talk business hat, okay? Don't take it personal, business. If they're my downline and I make an override on them, that's income to my bottom line revenue, right? Why would I not want to grow my business? If all of us own a gas station, you're not going to let the mechanic who does the inspections, just do a couple inspections and fuck up. You're going to say, no, hey, do this better. So that way you get more inspections coming in. Oil changes. It's a team, right? So make sure that you're treating your team like a team. Just because, they're on an island and they don't want, and they're kind of staying on the island, go be that Gilligan, talking about get on that island, save their ass, and bring them back on the boat. And I mean that. So just please look out for each other. And another thing, guys, with not being negative, this business can get hard. It can, even for me. Like I said, last month I wrote 32K. Now a lot of you might be like, 32K, that's a lot. Well, when you're writing 60K a month, and you like me, you like self gratification, and you like to believe like, hey, I'm confident in myself. I don't like seeing my numbers drop. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not perfect. I have my own vices. I like money, right? I like my family a certain way. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. So in order for me to make sure I can live the life I want, I have to stick these non-negotiables. And the most important thing is not being negative and maintaining a positive outlook in life. Because in this business, it's very easy to have a very high and a low. But I know that as low as I can get just means I'm going to go higher. And I aim for the stars. So if I miss, I'm landing on the moon. So I want all of you guys to have a drop dead goal as well. So your non-negotiable should be never complain to my fellow agent, never complain to my upline, unless it's saying, hey, I didn't make this sale. That's not complaining. That's just expressing a concern that, hey, I'm not making the sales I want to. How can I change? And most importantly is making sure you're consistently buying the leads and not complaining about it. So I'll tell you a funny story. I'm not going to say the agent's name. I had an agent call me recently who's doing pretty well. They were like, hey, I bought this lead order recently. I didn't make so much off of it. My profit isn't there, etc. And I'm not hitting my numbers. I said, don't worry. Just keep calling. Do everything the same way. Don't change it. Just stop calling me. Stop complaining. Get back on the phone. In 3 days, they issued $14,000. And they called me and they said, hey, thank you so much for telling me to go back and do what I was doing. So I was this close to switching my lead flow, doing a whole different script, and just saying, I want to try it out. Don't do that. master your lane. So I'm sure all of you guys work vet leads like I do pretty much. Like I work mortgage and vet. Do most of y'all work vet? You can shake your head if yes, or raise a hand if yeah.
Yes, dude. Hey, Rami, we were just talking about vet leads yesterday.
Bet. All right. So
100%.
I'll touch on that too. So guys, the vet leads master your lane. So what that means is don't try to go a different lead type and understand how to sell the veterans. So a non-negotiable when I'm talking to a veteran, this is more on the sales side, is I ask them these three main questions. I say, when you fill the form out, most veterans do it for one of three reasons. They A, have no life insurance and they know they need some. Two, they have some life insurance, but they know they need, but you know you need more. Or three, you want to give money behind for your family or leverage your legacy. Which category do you fall under? If you ask that question, guys, every single time, that's a yes, 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 right? You have insurance, you know you need some. You're agreeing with me, you know you need more. Check. Yes. You have no insurance, you know you need some. That's another yes. Or you want to leave money behind for your family. That's my third yes. So if someone's in agreement with me when I'm asking a question, I'm getting to agree, the triple A, ask, agree, attack. So you're going to ask the question, those three things. Then you're going to get them in agreement with you. The transfer of thought process. Now you're on the same page as me. Now I'm going to hammer that bitch in. I mean that. Excuse my language. I'm going to make sure that they understand exactly why they need it. You have something, okay, this is going to cover the cremation. This is going to make sure if there's any extra bills left behind, it's going to be there. Okay, you have grandkids who are going through school. You want to make sure they have extra good time going to college. This income is going to help them through college. There are many concepts in life, guys, you guys can point to relate a sale to. Paint stories and paint pictures. Because a sale is not going to happen just by saying, okay, you need some life insurance. All right, great. Let me go ahead and see what you qualify for. You go through the inventory, you ask all these questions I have on this thing right here, and it's financial inventory that we all use, by the way. All I do, I put it in a notebook. I just make it myself as staples, and I go through it. That's not what I do. I ask the hard questions. So that's why I set the seller up, but then I go through and ask them, if you were to die yesterday, like I told you all, my non-negotiable, I asked the family, if you died yesterday, what does that look like for you and your family? And for vet leads guys, they serve, they're protectants already, right? They love to serve already, and they want to protect their family. But most importantly, they don't have many resources, right? VA life, pretty expensive, don't really want it. SGLI, 2-year waiting period, and VGLI, 5-year step term. All that means that every 5 years, the price will change, and it's going to bottom out at a crazy expensive price and expire at one point. Now, if you guys know that, and the veteran tells you, well, I want to look what the VA has to offer. Now you tell them what the VA has to offer because you guys know it. And now they believe you. When you say it confidently, you say it iffy, they're going to think, all right, I'm going to call the VA. When you tell them, I'm on your VA website, I'm reading your exact benefit at the exact age, when you got discharged with your disability rating, this is what's going to play out. They're going to listen, guys. So educate yourself with the VA, what they have to offer. Understand that veterans need to have herd mentality. Herd mentality is extremely, extremely important, guys, when calling a vet lead, because just in general in the Army, and I'm being serious, the way the military works, I'm sure some of you have served, it's a hive mentality, right? It's like a sergeant, a corporal. It's a hive mentality where you got the worker bees and you got the top sergeant who tells the command, it goes down. They share the same thought process. They want to do what every veteran's doing because they understand that they may not know what to do. They don't know what they don't know. Just like the clients have Prime America or this terms, and they have all these things that we don't know why they have it. They don't know what they don't know. So I know I'm going on a little bit of rabbit hole on the sale aspect, but make it a non-negotiable to basically not give up on the veteran, understand what the VA offers, and understand how you're going to ask the great question, attack the thought process they may give you, and get them to agree with you. Okay. And I want all of you, again, your script should be helping with that, right? We all use the same script. I guarantee if you guys send me your scripts, it's the same exact script I'm using. I guarantee it. The only difference is I'm sitting in this office calling, even though it's 95 degrees outside. I can go tan and go sit and grill. I'm not doing that. I'm sitting here making my phone calls because today I've only sold $2,400. I didn't update my last sale because it's going to underwriting. It still wasn't approved yet. I'm going to sit my ass here on Friday. Even I can go outside and chill. I'm going to keep on going until I make $8,000, guys, in my mind. So I hit my 8,000 issue paid volume. That's my non-negotiable. Every day, 8K. I want to try to get there. Doesn't mean I get it. Doesn't mean it. But I aim for it. Like Sean says, drop dead goals. So all of you should have drop dead goals. That's my drop dead goal. So guess what? If I miss, I make 5K. 5 times 7, 35,000. I do not mind making $35,000 in 1 week. I'm sure all of you would love to make that too, right? So don't make your goal 1,000 or a sale. Make it 10. Make it this crazy outlandish goal. It's okay because first of all, when you speak it, it will come. I promise you. Manifestation is real. My life, guys. I'm not gonna sit here and start like telling you about my life, but if y'all knew me and actually with the shit I've been through and like my true backstory, you'd be like, holy shit, he's actually right. You can speak it, it'll happen. Because I'm telling you, I was not always the same person. I was never this confident back in the day. I've had my own vices I had to get through at certain points. And I've been through family trouble that people would never, ever, ever guess. And I mean that. When you talk to Marisa, she'll say, I'm very surprised Rami even said those 3 things to you guys today. He doesn't tell anybody that. I'm telling you guys is to know that I'm human. We're all human. We go through the same things. And in order for me to stay on top of my game, it's sticking to what Dom said. Those non-negotiables I just laid out to you guys. And I know that I kind of went back and forth with some of them. I was very redundant. But the ones I repeated, they're the core principles and beliefs that I believe in, that why it's important. Now, if you just continue calling, put the activity in with the proper script, with the proper mentorship, and the proper lead type, vet lead, vet script, agent who's selling vet leads at a high level, that's the formula. Now it's up to you for the sweat equity. How much work am I actually going to put into the business to get the result I need? And again, I really want you guys to stop tracking dials, okay? Truly. Just like Sean said earlier, doesn't matter how many people you contract. Because if Dom hires me as a staff, he tells me you got to contract 35 people to get your bonus. Best believe it, I'm going to contract 35 people. I want my bonus, right? But then if he told me get 35 writers, 30 converting writers, whole different ballgame. Same thing with sales, guys. So don't track dials, track your sales. Keep on going until you make 5, 10 presentations every single day and go and hit that number. And the mindset thing is really important. I mean that because I've seen many people who sell at a high level quit because their mindset's trash, because they just can't get through the tough time. They have a bad month like me, or they say a bad month, even it may not be a bad month, but to me it was. They kind of get down on themselves and they say, oh, these don't work. Guys, last week I still spent the same $4,000 I spent on leads, even though if I show you the results from it, you would say, why the heck would you spend money on that? You didn't make no money. It's because I understand this business is the long game. It's not about the short term. It's not about tomorrow. It's not about the next 31 days. For me, it's about, the year. So like Dom said, the reason why I've scaled every year, so my personal production wise, is I want to grow every year. When I look at my Hall of Fame trophies and I see the numbers and I see like what I've made, I'm going to try to get this one out of here. I want to make sure that these grow every single year. But most importantly, I want this for my agency. I want what Dom has. I want what everyone else at the Hall of Fame agency guys, because that's what matters. It doesn't matter about the personal accolades. That's cool. I like showing that, you guys. I like saying I hit Hall of Fames 4 years in a row. This year will be my 4th year in a row. And I am manifesting it. I didn't hit it yet, but I am going to be 4 years in a row. I want to be Hall of Fame agency 4 years in a row. And that's why now you guys see Bree, Nicole, Kyra, Leo, and all people on the Dallas team. I'm trying to get them, to where they're at, just like Dom's trying with all of you guys. So just keep in mind that you're stopping yourself. If you're not getting there, you're your worst enemy and your best friend at the same time. So just make sure that when you are talking to yourself with self-talk, be the best friend. Be that person that's going to talk yourself up. No worries. Say, hey, Rami, dust your shoulder off. It's okay. You got told no, no worries. Andy, it's okay. You got a rejection on the bank. Don't worry. Keep on pushing. Next time, just say this couple word track differently. I guarantee you can make the sale. And you keep on pushing, guys. Keep on going. And that's truly the only difference between me and most agents. I don't stop. As you can tell, I can get pretty hyphy at some points, right? And I can kind of get bowling, but I like that because I'm passionate about this business. I love this business. And I truly think there is no better business. And I know there's no better business out there, but all of you have to believe it like I do. Take my belief from me. I mean it. Like, sure, take my belief today. Say, hey, how confident Rami was, all of us can sell 100K in a month. Yes, you can. All you guys have to do is pick the phone up, stick to non-negotiable we talked about. Don't forget about them. Don't just get this off the Zoom now and not go on dial team and unmute. I hope that a lot of you guys are going to go on the main room or in your breaker rooms and unmute with your agents and with your managers and just get out there and start working. Because this business is all about work, guys. It's all you got to do. And if you're saying to yourself, why am I not working? It's coming down from your inner belief. Truly, it's your mindset and your inner belief. You just don't believe. And I think all of you do believe. I can tell. I'm looking at all of you on the screen right now. I know y'all believe. I know y'all are confident in yourselves. I've seen a lot of you make sales and get going and be here. Just keep on doing that. But if you're not doing the small things we talked about, the scheduling, of course, tonality is important, guys, right? You guys get that on telesales, but the scheduling, tonality, the lead flow, the coaching, the mindset, the proper mentorship, it's not going to work out. You got to stick to those. And you already have the proper mentorship. You guys have Zach, Bryce, Andy, Dom. You guys have myself, Marisa, everyone on the Dial team, guys. Just unmute and ask. Like, the reason why I say Andy's name and Bryce and Zach's name and honestly, and Red, they're unmuting. I know because they're unmuting. They're unmuting. They're getting after it. They're seeking feedback, and they're not giving up. They're saying, hey, even though I'm hitting a wall, I'm not going to let the wall stop me. I'm going to get my sledgehammer. I'm going to crack that a few times, right? And once it comes down, it came down. And the sledgehammer is your objection rebuttal training, and the wall is the client telling you, I need to think about it. I'm not interested anymore, or I can't talk right now. All right? If you guys get that, just don't give in. Push through it, and I promise you it's all going to work out. And I went off down a little bit, but hope that helped.
Dude, absolutely, man. And look, let me look in this chat and see if there's any questions there. I got one for you, and if anybody has one, please chime in. But you kind of breezed over, not breezed over, but nonchalantly talked about spending $1,000 a week on leads, and and I think that's the biggest every week on leads.
Yep.
If I asked last year, what was your total lead investment in 2024?
It was total lead investment was 146,000.
146 grand. All right.
Yeah.
And what did you
12,
and what'd you gross?
I grossed right around 720. No, gross. I grossed 980. I profited 720 last year. I'll be open.
Profit 720.
Profit 720.
Right. So if anybody wants to get clarity on these numbers, because it's like, dude, if we're talking about spending 50 grand a year, 54 grand a year on leads minimally, he just gave you results on spending almost 3 times as much. But what's the difference, Rami, between investing 500, okay, and 1,000? What's the difference? Why do I reach that dollar sweet spot mark, 1,000 plus sweet spot mark, and not less? Like, what are the dangers of doing less, and what are the positives of doing more?
Yeah. So the danger
outside of it costs more.
Right. So guys, the danger of doing less is very evident, just like in anything with the sample size. If I don't have the sample size, right, how can I determine if it's going to work? So if I'm buying 50 leads, guys, or let's say I'm spending less than $1,000, go back to I'm gonna be legit with you guys. Less than $1,000 on leads. I'm not going to have as many I'm not going to have many contacts, not as pickups, not as many appointments, not as many sales. Spending $500 a week on leads, it's less. So I'm going to be very honest, guys. If you spend $500 a week on leads, you're probably going to make around, I'd say, 3 times your investment, maybe 3 or 4. If you're spending 1,000, it can go up to 10 times your investment, guys. And I'm not just saying this in numbers, I mean it. Like if I'm in the gym and I have 1,000 at bats, and you have 100, who's going to have a better time making the free throws? Or at bats for baseball, who has a higher chance of hitting a home run? The guy with 1,000 or the guy with 500? That's the first thing. The second thing is, guys, practice. Imagine only talking to 50 people a day compared to 300 people a day, right? Way bigger, way more practice. Now I'm able to practice my script, talk to more people, get different personalities on the phone. I'm going to get the asshole who tells me, hey, I don't want this anymore. I'm going to get the lady who's the easy lay down who wants to transfer her and whole family. And then I'm going to get the ones in between who I need to kind of coax and explain to them why they need it. But if I'm not getting the lead sample size and believing in myself and spending $1,000 every single week, it's not going to happen because, guys, the vet leads right now, I work the CRM center. You guys work any lead type you want. I believe all leads work. I'm not a fucking lead vendor. I do not care. But I will tell you is they cost around, what, $1,200 for 30 of them. Now, if you guys are not buying, 1,200 brand new ones, spend them on aged. Now, if you guys are not spending that 1,000, I'm telling you, you're not going to get the outreach you want. Back in the field, guys, when I was running face-to-face, my average cost per lead was $455. Now, all of you may be like, what the heck? I'm not spending that per lead. It's not a buy per lead program. I do a mail drop. All that means is I send 1,000 pieces of mail per piece to 1,000 houses. Whatever return I get back, I divide that by my total spend. As you can imagine, there's not many people that are going to send stuff back in the mail, just numbers. So the number by nature, my $3,000 lead spend brought me 10 leads. That is $300 per lead. That don't stop me though. I understand double down because when I spend more money on leads, I'm gonna make more sales. I know it sounds again, you're like, well, it's common sense on me. Try it. I want all of you to buy $1,000 every single week with the proper script and the right mentorship and the right training, and tell me you're not gonna make back 5 times your investment. You are. Now, if you're spending that 500, to be honest, I'll be surprised you guys are barely breaking even. We have chargebacks, right? We're not gonna sell everybody. We're going to have people with smaller premiums. So keep in mind, guys, more lead flow means more people. Are you guys, can I ask you a question? Don't answer, but it's rhetorical. Would you guys go to a supermarket that has barely any shit in it? You walk around, it has dust on the shelves, it has like 3 cans of soup in there, two like Campbell's, a couple of Gatorades in the back, and that's it. And I got like 2 packs of cigarettes. Or you're gonna go into the Whole Foods, like all all the grand stuff out there. They're filled to the brim. Every Sunday they're refilling. You are the Whole Foods, and the food, guys, is going to be your leads. So you guys need to understand that. All right, do you want to be the person that has an abundance of leads? You don't want to be that person that is stretching the lead flow. Because I'll tell you this, going back to my exact example of the agent, if she didn't buy $2,000 of leads or 1,500 every single week, she wouldn't have had the extra people that got her over the hump to make that 14K in those 3 days. Instead, she would have just kept the same way it is, no extra lead flow. She would have had the bad day, no more people coming in. Now what? Now are you going to make those sales? Are you going to get a better mindset? Is the momentum going to be there? No, you're not going to have that mojo. The big mo is going to stop. I call it the big mo from momentum. So keep in mind, guys, that the person those extra leads is not only to say that, hey, you're investing in leads. First of all, it's putting skin in the game. It's going to make sure you actually work your ass off to get it because you have to. Because they're like, hey, I put my money in here. Let me get it back. Most importantly, though, you're setting yourself up in the best position to win. I know all of you, if I asked you, hey, do you guys want to be in the best vehicle possible or a shitty vehicle? All of you are going to say the best. So put yourself in the Ferrari and buy those extra leads, guys. That's the biggest difference. Now, I say now, 1,000 to 2,000, especially the way virtual is. You want to have more people to talk to. You guys, I'm being serious. I know you guys are probably thinking he's just saying to buy leads. He's just saying to get more, and that's it. Common sense really means, guys, a numbers game. If you buy $2,000 of leads every single week and you work, not sit at home on your ass and not work, but work and work the numbers, you're going to make that AK back no matter what. And I mean that. Like, I'm confident in saying that. I'm not just saying that to say it. It's like if you work it, the numbers will play. We always say the field will pay you. Like if I went in the field, I got 10 no shows. I own the phones, the same thing. If I get 15 no's in a row or 100 no's, I'm happy. Do you know why? I'm getting closer to that yes. If I have 1,000 leads compared to 500 leads, the $1,000 pack of leads is going to get me more, or the spend, right? And when I say the spend, guys, it could be any lead type. My recommendation, every Monday have 100 brand new leads. Every Thursday have 100 brand new leads. That can be 250 age packs. That's a $700 spend. That's it. 100 and 100. So that's 700, 700. That's going to put you guys at $1,400 in a week. But only spending 700 in the first half, make some sales, make your first sale, reinvest directly right away. So we train all our agents. The second you make your first sale, invest in the same pack of leads. If you make it once, you can do it again. And I promise you, if you guys spend that 700 on Monday, work them Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, you're going to make some sales, definitely more than 700. Then you're going to reinvest it into leads again, work the batch that you had on Monday, work the new batch that comes in. Now it's a rolling schedule. Now you have tons of lead flow that continues every single week, and you're never going to be out of business. What's going to happen is you call the new ones, you go back to last week's batch. Last week's batch don't work, I'll go week before that. Week before that don't work, I go week before that. I go, guys, every 6 weeks. I do a 6-week cycle. And I'll be honest, nowadays I have a dialer who calls my older leads. And I mean older, and I swear on my mom's life, I'm talking about leads that are like probably 12 months old, 9 months old, because I'm my best dialer. And I mean that. Like, I do not recommend anybody getting a dialer. It's going to make you lazy. It's not going to work. When you're selling 50K a month and you have the ability and you have too much lead flow coming in where you can't touch the people sitting there, then it's okay to, share with agents, have a dialer calling them. But for all of you on this call right now, do what I do. Just buy leads every single Monday and Thursday, work them, have that rolling schedule, and go back every 31 to 45 days. Because I guarantee you, if there's some people in there that you haven't caught. Keep going, bro.
Hey, Rami, that man, if everybody like that compounded week after week after week, the options that you have. And I think that's what you were just saying about that agent you were working with, was that because she was investing in leads, even though she was maybe not being too positive, negative, not thinking right, she had the options to go back to work. See,
Exactly.
it's very hard, you guys, when when the answer is go to work and you spent $300 on leads 3 weeks ago. Like, no, the answer is buy leads and get to work. Makes sense. So it's like now what you thought you were doing, you aren't. And now the real answer is let me invest the real way. And you said that 1,000 to 2,000. I promise you, nobody on here is going to fail with,
No.
I mean, you can go in there and order 40 of those brand new vet leads. And there's no, and anybody on here, there's no way that you're going to go on there and not crush it. All right. And you said 5 times your money at least.
Exactly.
At,
Minimum,
at
guys.
least. You know what I mean? Like you might write, you know what I mean? Like these premiums that we're seeing are insane.
Oh yeah.
3, 4, $500, for one house. And like we were just talking about the difference between final expense, vet, mortgage, and I was like, that's like the premium, like all around lead, to where you're gonna get quality, you're gonna get pickups, you know what I mean, and you're gonna get all around just profitable sales. All right. One last thing I want to hit on, and if nobody, I think maybe there is a question in here. Let me think about it. Okay, let's answer that for Ernesto.
Okay.
All right, and I got one as well. So I want you to hit on that what to think about it, and then also you have a non-negotiable on draft dates as well, and you stand your ground, and like it's massive. So I think that's something that, because people need to get paid. There's one thing to make a sell, and then there's one thing to say, oh, I'm not getting paid till August 5th. I'm like,
Facts.
you like, come on, like let's make those far and few in between. So hit on that. I want to think about it in that thing in the next 5 minutes, bro. Thank you.
Got it, bro. So I want to think about it. Guys, write this down. I didn't take it. It came from a practice company. I'm not going to say their name. And thank you from Risa for teaching me this. You can think about it. You can pray about it. You can sleep on it. If you're not going to qualify, there is zero to think about. What most veterans do is start with the starter package, get the foot in the door to make sure you can actually be approved for this rate class. Moving forward, you get the policy in the mail. Then we can either increase the program or decrease the program in the first 31 days. So that's all I say, guys. I need to think about it. I say, hey, guess what, Dom? You can think about it. You can pray about it. You can sleep on it. You're not going to qualify. There's nothing to think about. The last thing I want to do is send you home and talk to your wife about this and say, hey, and guys, by the way, I don't want leg appointments. So I do husband and wife at all times. But let's say I didn't. I say, I don't want you going home and talking to your son, to your family, to your loved one, to your wife, and saying, hey, it costs $100. You come back to me, we do the application, we get declined, or they give you a different offer. I rather know 110% you'll be approved today. Go over and talk about it and get the policy, and then we can review it and increase the program. So again, I need to think about it. You can think about it, pray on it, sleep on it. If you're not going to qualify, nothing to think about. What most veterans do is get the foot in the door and start the starter package. At that point in time, we'll do the application to see if you're approved. If you're approved, we'll at least have that rate locked in and guarantee protection for your family. In the first 31 days, we can always increase the program. I never mentioned cancel, only increase. Because at that point, guys, I know they want it. They got to think about it. It typically means they don't trust me or they don't believe in the product. And I hit trust from the beginning, credibility, my license, my insurance ID. I have them go on NIPR and verify me. And yes, I do. Every single appointment. I don't care because I don't want the objection. And at that point in time, they know who I am, and I know they need it. By that point, I get to the presentation. I'm not doing a Prezi if I don't think they need it. And I say that from the beginning. So that objection, guys, just say it just like that and say it verbatim. You'll see how it works. Immediate drafts, love it, Dom. Great question, bro. And I mean that because a lot of agents, I feel, fall in trap of they give the client the benefit of the doubt. Guys, I do not push out any business. I would literally share my screen right now if I have more shit on my screen, but I don't push out anything. All I do is I say, Katrina, so would you use a local credit union or use a major bank? You didn't tell me. All right, awesome. You checking your saving account. Tell me. Okay. Now I need from you your account and routing number. The first thing is to make sure it's an active form of payment because it's EFT. The second thing is to make sure you're not money laundering. Third is an active account. And fourth is tied to your name. Nobody can pay for insurance under your name. Well, Rami, I don't want the policy being drafted today. I want it coming out. Well, unfortunately, how this works, it's day one coverage, and the first policy is going to be the first premium will be drafted with the application. Is day one coverage. God forbid you go home tonight and you pass away. I need to make sure your wife gets paid a check tomorrow morning. So we're going to do the first application. First payment will come out within 1 to 3 business days. The recurring payment will come out on the 18th of every single month. Is 18th a good date for you? Just like that, guys. Make it very nonchalant. Just say, hey, the first premium is going to come out with the application, and you can pick the recurring premium. What day is best for you? I have the 18th to set for. Is that good? And don't say what day is best for you. Truly, say, I have it set for the 18th of every single month. Just like that. They're going to tell you if it's not good or not. And guys, I'll tell you, these people have banks, they get income, they know what they can afford. When they tell you, start me next month, August on the 16th, do you know what I tell them? I say, well, Brady, you're telling me on July 18th to put you on August 16th. That means you got paid 2 days ago. Why would you not have the money today? Doesn't make sense to me, sir. You just got paid 2 days ago. You wouldn't have the money today, means you're not going to have money next month. So I'm going to do to make sure it's affordable, I'm going to drop down the coverage, guys. It's always something that comes down the budget. They don't want to be drafted. So either just assume the draft, like assume the sale, and just tell them why you need the banking information to verify who they are. It's an active form of payment. Make sure you're saying that. It's your active form of payment to verify who you are, to make sure you're not money laundering, and to make sure the account is tied to your name because nobody can pay for insurance under your name. Don't have any crazy ex-girlfriends, any crazy ex-wives. Then I ask for the account and routing. When I hit validate, I say the first payment will come up with the application in 1 to 3 days. The recurring payments are for the 18th. Is that fair? Guys, they say yes every single time. Sometimes I'll get someone who says, yeah, no, it's the first is good. I'm okay, but the first payment will come out with the application. Okay, that's fine. Guys, they know it. And we're not like, writing $1,000 month policies. The guy don't got $300 in his bank. Come on, he's lying to you. So just be confident. Assume the sale at all times.
Dude, when value exceeds price, people buy, and people want to buy from somebody who's confident. All right.
Facts.
You guys, this call is recorded. All right. This is, I would say, should be a high. So many word tracks here. All right. So many things to really put together. All right. I don't mean so many things. I just mean so many things you can look at your presentation and go, am I doing that? How can I duplicate that? All right. Because through it all, Rami, I respect the script and follow it to a T. All right. But as you get moving in this, you're going to create your own per se. All right. You're going to like, I have a way that like Easton Patton's script got given to me 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago when I started telesales. I made it my own. Make sense? Bryce got a script. He's made it his own. If you hear him call, you be like, oh, they work the same script, practice the same script. But dude, when they're in there, bro, they move in the pocket a little bit different. Yeah. Because I move different, man. Like he's more of a spread quarterback. I'm more of a scramble quarterback. But we all trying to get to the end zone. Makes sense. You know what I
Run
mean?
the
We
play.
all trying
Run
to
the
get to
play.
the end zone. You know what I mean? So you guys, you're gonna find your way, but there are non-negotiables as you're finding your way. And hopefully that's what you're taking the most out of this training today. So, Rami, thanks again, bro. Thank you for taking the time. My man gets paid a lot per hour, and we took him an hour. And that, so I know you're worth a lot, bro. All right, I love
Thank you,
it. I
Dom.
love it,
Thank
and
you
I
all. Appreciate you,
appreciate
bro.
everything you guys
Love you
got.
too, bro.
So, thank you guys for hopping on. We'll get this recording out. All right, and have